336 civilians wounded in the July the 5th riots in Urumqi, capital of China's northwestern Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, have recovered. 810 patients remain hospitalized. Local authorities have stepped up efforts to treat the wounded. So far, they've managed to keep down fatalities and disabilities. More than 130 additional support staff have been dispatched to help treat the injured. A Uyghur man and his son saved 11 people during the July the 5th riot in Urumqi. In doing so, they put their own lives at risk, but they say it was worth it. Liu Ming files this report.
42-year-old Almighty is a security guard at this market that saw violence on the night of July the 5th. He was on night shift that day. He says the first person he saved was a woman with a severe head injury. She stumbled towards Almighty, cried for help and collapsed.
I quickly pulled her into my office while two rioters who had attacked her were smashing the windows of a police car. It was a life and death moment, but I had to do it. Otherwise, they would have come back to hurt her again.
Almighty's 20-year-old son, Ahiti, has a similar story. He's a security guard at a nearby kindergarten. That night, a pregnant woman was caught in the violence.
She and her husband were both seriously injured and were leaning against the railings. I saw some riders running towards us from over there. My colleagues and I immediately took them to our kindergarten. A really dangerous moment.
According to the local government, close to 200 people have died so far and more than 1,000 were injured. Traces of blood in many places serve as grim reminders of the tragedy. People in Urumqi are trying to return to their normal life, but for those who experienced the July 5th riot, the physical wounds may heal before the psychological ones, and some tragic memories will remain. Liu Ming, CCTV, Urumqi.
Many writers and artists from Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region have signed a declaration condemning the Urumqi riot. The declaration says the tragedy has hurt the feelings of all good people in China and the world. They call for all people to love each other and live in peace. And they call for mutual understanding and respect for peoples of different nationalities, especially at this painful time. China's Ministry of Commerce is delivering 1,200 tons of beef and lamb from a government reserve to Urumqi to help meet demand and prevent shortages that may cause huge price increases. The local government has set up special stations where people can buy beef and lamb up to 5 yuan lower than the market price. Many civilians are happy with the arrangement and the convenience it provides them. The city government says the supply of beef and lamb is now the same as before the July the 5th incident and the price is stable. The sale of meat from the government reserve will stop once the market supply returns to normal. You are watching the news on CCTV International. Still to come on this program. Investigators find 2 flight recorders from the Iranian airliner that crashed on Wednesday. And the non-aligned movement wraps up its summit in Egypt, calling for measures to deal with crises and challenges.